hurry up, grab my sister, and she was running out of the house, and I remember her like literally dragging me. Hey bougie babes, it's your girl Najiska, and as always, welcome back to another video. So today it's another story time, and today's story time is going to be how I survived one of the deadliest earthquakes. Boom, let's jump right into the video. So anyway, let's jump into the video. So I'm Haitian, and back in 2010 they had an earthquake in Haiti. And back in 2010, I think I was like 10, no, I was like 11 years old, right? I was 11 years old. So let's piggyback. So my mom and my dad got divorced. So my mom is with my sister's dad. So my mom is with my sister's dad, and when my mom and my dad got divorced, my mom ended up moving out of the house, and my dad is now remarried, got other kids and stuff. And at the time, my mom was with my sister's dad, like I already said, and my sister was just born. My sister was probably like 11 months old or something like that. I don't even think she was a year old yet. So boom, I think it happened January 10 or January something 2010. I was young, so I remember that I was on the balcony doing my homework, and I got up from the balcony and I went inside of my mom's room. So my mom was in the process of she was about to go take a shower. She had already taken off her clothes and stuff, and she had like a towel wrap around her, and she was about to take a shower. My stepdad was laying on the bed, and my little sister was in her bassinet, and my mom had I think she had one maid, one or two maid. I'm not sure, because it's been over 13 years ago. So I think my mom had like one or two maid, but I can remember one maid clearly, and at the time she wasn't there. I think she had two maid. At the time she wasn't there. She had went to go see her son or something, so she wasn't in the house. And my mom had a friend that had came over, and he was sitting in the living room. His name is Fanfan. He was sitting in the living room, and he was waiting on my mom. So my mom, back in Haiti, she was I want to say like a singer. She was like a singer, and Fafa is one of the people that played in the band. So she had like a band group or whatnot. So when I went inside of my mom's room, I forgot why I went in the room, and the house literally, y'all, like the house started moving, like not shaking. The house was moving. The house was moving like this. So literally the house was moving like that. And I swear on everything that I love, I felt like that day was like the end of the world. So mind you, I'm super young. I'm like a kid. I don't know anything about earthquakes. I wasn't taught earthquake. I wasn't thought about earthquakes in school. I've never experienced an earthquake. Nothing like that. So like in my mind, like the first thing that I can clearly remember, that in my mind the first thing that I could remember was, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Like Jesus is coming back type stuff. That's what I thought. So my mom grabbed my sister. She hurried up, grabbed my sister, and she was running out of the house. And I remember her like literally dragging me out of my clothes, running outside. So we got outside. When we got outside, we stepped outside, completely outside, away from the house. So nothing happened to our house, thankfully. The only thing that happened, it was that there was a wall. Like our house had a built-in wall all around it. It was one of the wall that was built out of cement. got broken, um and fell over. So that's what happened. That's the only damage that happened to the house. Thankfully, everything else just was just completely fine. And yeah, thank God nothing happened to us and stuff. So when we were outside and we were just sitting outside for such a long time, after like a good 20 minute, we were all in so much shocked. um my mom thought of Fafa, the friend that came over, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, where is Fafa?" So Fafa was sitting in the living room. In the island, they have this thing called, like, it's like a china, and they have like a lot of uh like ornaments that's made out of him that's made out of glass. They have like a lot of ornaments that's made out of glass that they usually decorate with. Those ornaments have failed, and the TV failed. The TV that was in my room failed, and stuff was broken. And Funfun was in such shock and stuff that everybody ran outside of the house, and he stayed in the house. And some things had fell on him, and I think he ended up hurting his arm and stuff like that. So after like a good 30 minute or so, Fafa ended up walking outside. So when he walked outside, we were like, "Oh my God, the if the house had fell over, you could have died and stuff, and this and this and that and the third." So so the earthquake was like a 7.9 magnitude earthquake. Don't quote me on that completely, but I could look and see exactly. um Sorry guys, I'm gonna look exactly and see what was the magnitude of the earthquake that happened in Haiti. Yes, mhm it happened in January 12, 2010. Oh God, it is so bright. It's so bright, y'all not gonna be able to see it, but it happened in January 10, 2012. And it says here that the Haitian government officials count more than 300,000 people, which would make the earthquake aftermath one of the worst natural disasters in recorded history. So over 300,000 people died, guys. Think about it. Like, think about it. 300,000 people. That's a lot of people. And I survived that, which is insane to me. So where was I in the story? So yeah. So when Fun came outside, we were all in shock and like, "Oh my God, the house could have fell on you," and stuff like that. So after that, we were all outside, sitting outside, and in our head we just thinking about all type of stuff. Like, we thinking about like what happened to the lady that was our maid. Like, what happened to her? Is she safe? I remember, like, I'm so young and I'm thinking like, is my dad okay? Is he fine? Cell phone services stopped working. Like, you could call somebody and you might not reach them. We were outside and people were running and stuff. You could find like children were just covered in dirt, blood, running outside and stuff. The where we lived at, it's like couple of miles away from us. It was kind of like a mountain. By the way, Haiti means land of mountain. Yeah, it was just covered in dust. You couldn't see anything. There was a house not too far away from us. It was a couple there that had a baby, and everybody in the house died. The only person that survived was the baby, because the baby was in a bassinet, and the house fell on the baby. Thankfully, the baby survived, and they ended up getting the baby. And then my mom had found a way to get back in the house so she could find clothes. But even though after the earthquake happened, we still couldn't go back inside because of the aftermath. So the earth was still shaking. So we didn't want to risk going back in the house. Like, no one wanted to risk to go back in the house, because you never know, like, the earthquake is still occurring and stuff. Right in front of my house, it was a family that had a couple of children, and they also owned like a little supermarket. And they sell all type of stuff there, like Coca-Cola, glass, like the glass bottle Coca-Cola. They don't make them no more. Nowadays, I don't think they make them no more. I feel like I usually just see the like the canned ones. And I think they had like a glass of Coca-Cola thing stacked on top of each other, and it fell, and one of the little kids was running, and she ended up stepping on it. Oh my god, I remember them pulling it out of her feet, and she was screaming. You understand me? She was screaming. So like hours have passed by, and my dad ended up coming to see me. So my dad, so I told you guys in the beginning, my mom and my dad got separated, and they got a divorce. So they don't live in the same place anymore, obviously. So my dad had ended up walking like for like a long distance, because like it was kind of like impossible really to drive to at the same time, because some of the street were blocked. People were in panic, like it was chaotic. The whole country was in chaos. So my dad walked, and I remember seeing him that day, um January 12th. I remember seeing him. He came by. He told me he was okay. He walked just to make sure that I was okay. Um and that night, I remember it was a lot of people walking and just spreading rumors and just saying stuff like, "Oh, it's a tsunami and stuff. The ocean is coming or whatnot." A lot of people started panicking, and started taking their paperwork and stuff that they needed, and just walking far away, and leaving the area where we were at. My mom and my stepdad sat in the car with everybody. My mom make everybody came in, sat in the car, and she was like, "If we gonna die, we all gonna die in the car today, because I'm not going anywhere." That's what she said. So yeah, my mom was like, "Si tak mouri, nou tout tak mouri jodi ya, paske mpa fe one pot." That's what she said. So we stayed in the car, and nothing happened. It was just people just mess fucking around pretty much, and nothing happened. So we stayed in the car, and oh my god, I remember, like, I peed. Like, I went to the bathroom and peed literally every 5 minutes. Like, my high blood pressure was like super high. Um, I wasn't I was in shock, yo. I was in shock. I literally peed every 5 minutes. I was in shock. So yeah, so that's what happened. For the earth, that's what happened. That's how I ended up surviving one of the deadliest earthquake. Since that day, that was the last time I ever got to see my dad, and all of my other family members. That was the last day I ever got to see them. My mom ended up, they one of the biggest American embassy is located in Haiti. So my mom ended up going to that embassy with me and my sister, and they gave me what's called an evacuation visa for like a month. And my sister was born in Jersey, so she was born here, and they were telling everybody that's an American citizen to evacuate the country if they're able to do so. Um, so, uh, so that day when me and my mom and my sister went to the embassy, so my mom had a car, and the car like had black tents in there, which prevented me from seeing much, you know, because she didn't want to traumatize me as a kid, because I was already traumatized and stuff. So that prevented me to seeing much, thank God. So when we got to the embassy, they gave me the visa, and they told us like, "You're not gonna be able to go back home. You're not gonna be able to get clothes or none of that." And they just put us in a plane. It was like a military plane. I can just remember like little flashbacks of it. I feel like I feel like it was a plane, it was a military plane where we sat down and on the floor, and like I guess like they attach you or something like that because they were evacuating so many people. I think we ended up going to Florida, stayed at a hotel for like a day, and then we ended up flying, and we went to New York. Anyway, I came to America with the clothes on my back. Literally with the clothes on my back. I didn't get the chance to go back home to get clothes. I didn't get the chance to say bye to my dad. I didn't get the chance to say bye to my friends, my family, and yeah, that's how I ended up surviving one of the deadliest earthquake. And it's been about, I guess, 14 years now. It's been about 14 years. I haven't seen my dad in 14 years. I haven't been able to go back home. Not because I can't, I really can't, but the reason why I haven't went back is another story for another time. But yes, I came to America with the clothes on my back. Haven't seen my dad in 14 years. Haven't been back home ever since then. And here I am in America. And if you guys want to hear another story, the other story, a part two of how I ended up not living without both of my parents and without having my sisters and stuff um, for more than 13 years, how I ended up not being able to live with them, and not being able to, I wasn't raised by them pretty much. Like my teenage year, yeah, around my teenage year and stuff like that, I didn't get the chance to have the luxury of having both of my mom and dad there. So if you guys want to know a part two of how everything enrolled and how I got to being who I am and where I am right now, just comment part two in the comment section. And yeah, so that's it, you guys, for the story time. That's how I ended up surviving one of the deadliest earthquake. Really, it's by the grace of God, because who else? Like it could only be God. It's really by the grace of God that I'm here, because it's a lot of people that really didn't get the chance to make it. It's a lot of people that lost friends and family members. And that experience really caused me to be very, like, used to be, I'm not anymore, have PTSD. As a kid, when I was in my early 12, 13, when I was like 12, 13 years old, that caused me to have PTSD, like in very much anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. I could not get on escalators. I could not get in elevators. Any little thing that shook caused me to panic. Yeah, that had a toll on me, definitely. Now I'm older. It really don't bother me anymore. I feel like every bad experience that someone been through is still, like, your body and your subconscious is still there somewhere. Like, it's still there in your subconscious. Your body is still very much aware of the trauma that you've been through, because I feel like because your brain is wired to protect you. I feel like it's still there in me, dormant. I've never really told much people about my story. um yeah, I've never really told anybody much about my story, but that's my story. um yeah, so as always, if you guys want a part two, comment part two in the section below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Bye.